And it's Friday here at Joy 99.7 FM. It's 1:17 p.m. in our studios here in Kokomlemle. If you are listening to us wherever you are in Accra or around the world, this is GamePlan. The day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. If you've been listening to Joy News on following my joyonline.com, you know that the Apostolic Church have re-given, they have re-voted the man and giving him the position again. So today we are feeling religious because we always have the Apostolic Church LPM on our show. Chairman, we greet you again. But hey, sorry. The Church of Pentecost, not the Apostolic Church. Sorry, the Church of Pentecost. Yes, we greet you. This is GamePlan. I'm Gary Al Smith. I'm sitting in the chair today in place of Salamatu Fentuo Tahiru Fentuo Daniel Koranteng. Yes, he is on a very special assignment. We cannot reveal what he is going to do. He's going to ask of the hand of somebody for somebody today. So he's going to do that for us. But in his stead, we'll be discussing and breaking down the issues that have been trending this weekend. There have been many, not least that Lionel Messi has decided that he's bigger than PSG. That one, we'll leave it for the last show. Or whether PSG is bigger than Lionel Messi, that's another matter for another day. Or whether some of you out there would have been trolling Ronaldo more than you are trolling Messi, that's another matter for another day. We'll be relegating that to the background because issues on the local front, like the under-17s, the future of Ghana football will be taking center stage as our first topic here. Remember, they are done with part 2 of their international tours. You know, they went to Serbia and went and conquered that place in the UEFA Talent Development Competition. The tournament there was done and dusted. Then they went to the east, to the Gulf in Saudi Arabia. They played 2 really exciting games, winning 3-2 at first and then drawing 4-4. That's coming down from 4-0. Many of you are happy that they are developing, but you think that there's a problem with the defense. So we are going to ask, why are you stressing these under-17s? Should we be worried about how they are conceding, or should we just be happy that it's a development team that we are putting out there? Also, we've heard and gotten hints that this under-17 team, some of them will be fast-tracked into the Ghana under-20. We'll be talking about the fact that, is the under-20 ready for them? Is it too quick for us to be fast-tracking them into the under-20? Or if they are good, they are good. We'll be asking that as well. And still in Ghana, next week or next weekend will be the women's under-20. We'll be hosting it here, Wafu, in Ghana. It will be in Kumasi. We'll be getting updates on where the preparation is as the national team say they want to host and win. You know, it's important we talk about the under-20s because Ghana has been banned from the under-17 Women's World Cup for 2 editions. They say we went to H. They said, if we there they talk, we there one somewhere. They say we go do H eating, so they catch you. Oh, Charlie. So yeah, man. They say they find us $100,000 too, if I remember correctly. So we'll not be taking part. So what it means is that we have to be focusing on the under-20s because they can be giving us some prominence on the global stage, as the under-17 women's team will not be in action for the foreseeable future. So that will be Ghana. Then we go abroad. If we have time, we'll be touching on Pito Motimane since we are talking about Saudi Arabia. But I think we may not have time. We'll just touch on him. The guy is doing things. He went to the Saudi First Division and he has all but secured qualification into the Saudi top flight. The man is strategic. He didn't want to chop money in the Saudi top flight first. He wanted to take the money from the First Division, qualify them, take qualification bonus, and then go into the top division and go and do them shaky over there. Hard guy. Yeah, big ups to Pito Motimane. Maybe he's the best coach in Africa at the moment. Some of you disagree. It's been trending this week. Some of you say it's Walid Regragui. We might probably be touching on that. But what we definitely will be touching on is Victor Osimhen! Victor Osimhen!
We're inside that stadium in Abuja. Oh, hey.
Look.
Steven.
Oh, yeah, player.
There was this guy, they call him AY, the stadium announcer.
Yeah.
Oh, daddy. God.
Yeah. Victor
You say,
Osimhen.
oh, see, and then the whole stadium will take it. Man.
But the Napoli fans arguably are giving Nigeria a run for their money in celebrating this guy.
They've beaten them.
Yeah, but
beat
that's what I don't like, and that I really want us to. I know, by God's grace, some of us have some influence on the global sphere as well. We'll be pursuing this agenda properly because you see, the European media have started positioning somebody else as the main person behind this number, and we will not agree. We will not agree. You see, they want to take the shine from our boy. You understand?
But the Naples themselves, they know the person who brought them.
No. You see,
after 33 years.
You see, Muftawu, and we'll come to that. That this is the mistake Africans make.
We assume.
We
are not loud enough.
No. Don't make that mistake.
Agenda thing they do.
No. Agenda is real and it works.
Yeah,
we have to set it even more. We've been asking on our socials whether Victor Osimhen is shoo-in for African Player of the Year.
Oh, done deal.
Okay. I know some of you say it's done deal, but what about Ballon d'Or? Should he be in the top 5 as at now? He's not done enough. So we'll be talking about that one as well. And then, of course, with Joy FM being the home of the Champions League, we can't leave here without doing a preview of what's happening next week. It's the big matches: Real Madrid versus Man City, Milan versus Milan. Yes, Inter versus AC, or AC versus Inter. We'll be looking at all that, and then there'll be Pardon My Take. Yeah, today to be of Italian flavor, Italian variety. Sitso, are you ready?
I'm ready, man.
What is the color? What is this color? This color is what?
Don't worry, we'll come to that one as well. 25 minutes. 25 minutes after 1 here on Joy 99.7 FM. My name is Gary L. Smith, and this is GamePlan.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so normally I would introduce the guys, but their voices introduced them already. So let's do it officially. In studio with me, Nathaniel Ato just joined us on the ones and twos. Mr. Ato, hello, Mr. Ato.
Charlie, the Osimhen movement, we can hear.
Oh, you want to hear? Victor Osimhen! Victor Osimhen! That's right.
That's why it does.
Victor Osimhen! Look,
Osimhen!
we want our Nigerian brothers to know that we in Ghana are celebrating our brother. Yeah, man. Now he's earning.
You make the finish talk to Babata, then I go talk about
No. No, since the boys won't do for studio, make we hear how they do one for the stadium for Italy. So if you are ready, 3, 2, 1.
Charlie, look, and this be somebody where he be pure water movement too. Charlie, he they sell pure water and insist. See, and you see the description that's given to the fruits cries, the one that kills me. No, she used to sell sweet oranges. So the hustle was such that, you see, the orange they get different type. You see, like if you know how the movement day, you know, you go do some work, you look for some money, the money no come, you vex small, you know, so you know if you wear the jalabia, you know that kind of movement. So that kind of orange, you know they chop, you don't eat sweet orange. No, you eat the one way it makes her. So the person, the person they owe you, Charlie, you go go hard. She used to sell sweet oranges. And she used to walk through, you know, all of these parks, these lorry parks and stuff, to sell oranges. The guy has been through it, you know. And you look at the stories of the likes of Deontay Wilder. You look at Freezy McBones of recent days, and these are people who have been through it. And I always keep telling people that, Charlie, you don't need to go to any motivational speaker. All my respects to all of them, Charlie. You don't need any motivational speaker. The stories all day. The stories all day.
Before I built Nabila group of companies, I was selling ice water.
Charlie, but Nabila, make I tell you something. If you sell ice water before, Seth, you see, your own, the ice water you sell, it be that be ice water. You see, there's been an era where people have drunk with cups. You know,
Cups, yeah,
at the lorry station. Hold on.
When I was growing up, my grandmother, I'm in Circle Station here, so I went to school at Mamprobi, so we'uld pass through. I distinctly remember.
Mom pay me.
So we'll buy 10. At the time it was 10. 10 pesos.
10 pesos.
The hexagonal one.
Yeah.
So and then they'll give you ice chilled water.
Charlie,
the one they confide
you know, like in the look.
No, there was one they go take small cup, fetch give you.
Yes.
And they give you drink.
Sitsofe, you see,
The Ghana
I like the vibe. Chuck it cool.
So you know, at that time, and that was before the Ghana Health Service and authorities banned it because it contributed to the spread of disease. It was, but at that time it was the same cup. So I'll buy 10, and the person will just put some small water inside, throw it away, and then the person will take another one and give it to you. Daddy Granty shock.
You see,
Danny
I'm not sure this boy
in this context, Danny Cranty is what? He be Gen Z. He be serious Gen Z.
He be Gabby the Pedro. Gabby, if people scared the talk, that one be as we scared the talk, then Gabby them Pedro do so.
Listen.
Yeah.
Even in the Steven in case, he the why he sell. If you say before Niger, but you know, say that Niger hustle be different matter.
Yeah.
Charlie, you know, I hear, I'm told that, you know, we used to have some driver who lived there, you know, when I was growing up. Charlie, he said when you pick Kabi where you go. No, when you look for Trotsky, you stand by the side of the road. You know, what they call it conductor. We say mate here.
Yeah, that's
conductor just go shout, he goes, so you just bought the vehicle. Once it goes off your route, you jump out of it with your own.
Yeah,
man. See that case.
In the initial stages when Nigerian movies started coming into the system, you actually saw that in the movies. The yellow trucks or whatever.
The yellow
they didn't stop. The car is moving, then you jump into it too, and you are going. That was Lagos for you. So big shouts to Victor Osimhen. We'll come to him especially. But we wanted to start with the under-17s as well. So for all of you who are listening, we are available via the usual means. We are streaming live on Facebook, Joy 997. We are also co-streaming on the JoySports Facebook page. We are streaming on Twitter. That's Joy 997. That's
Twitter Spaces?
The Twitter Spaces, Joy 997, and also JoySports. We are there. So, guys, please, while I do the intros and somebody is speaking, share on your various Twitter handles as well so that we can get a bit more traction. It's 1:31. Good time to begin the discussion. And we're talking about the under-17s, guys. And, before I forget, the WhatsApp number to contribute your opinions on the show, 055-1111-997. 055-1111-997. Questions we're asking today. Has Osimhen done enough to be African Player of the Year? I suspect most of you are going to say yes. But Ballon d'Or contender, do you think he should be in the top 3 or even top 5? Or should he even make top 10? Or you think he should do some more? Also, the under-17 team that's gone to Serbia and Saudi Arabia, do you think that they are ripe to be fast-tracked to the under-20? These are the two questions we're asking, and predictions for the champion.
One thing there that I have had the privilege of doing is speaking to the technical men of this team. And what they have told me is that it is important that we are very patient with these boys, because they pick stuff so easy.
Absolutely.
But when you put pressure on them, it makes it very difficult for them to understand. And guess what? This team was assembled after going through a series of selection process. And maybe you might have heard some undertones of people not being so happy that their players were dropped, because the technical team had to put their foot down and sack players. You bring your player, they will sack him. You bring your player, they will sack him. Because they want the best of Black Starlets for the next under-20, the next under-23, and the next Black Stars. Daniel has spoken about why it is important for us to be very patient with this team. Even me, as I said, he said winning is important because it gives you that winning mentality. I'm not too perturbed about the winning mentality. I'm looking at a team that we are able to build for the foreseeable future. So, for instance, what if you win today, then within the next couple of years, all these boys are gone?
Yeah.
What becomes of us?
Yeah.
But if we are able to build a team that is going to be very consistent, where we are going to get the likes of the next Asamoah Gyangs, the Michael Asians, the Sule Muntaris, the Ajiman Bedus, the Eric Ados, Otto Ados, Stephen Appears. That is where the excitement is. Because we are often so hungry for wins to the extent that when these boys don't perform, then we jump on social media with all manner of vile comments against these boys, forgetting that they are humans. I remember about a year ago when you and I were having a conversation about reporting on young talents, where I was talking about some of the things that the World Athletics have taught journalists on how to report for young talents and all that.
In Kenya, right?
Yes, in Kenya. It is important to understand that do not put pressure on a young talent to win now. Do not put pressure on a young talent. If the young talent is second, is fourth, is fifth, encourage him to let him understand that you can win next time. But if you put pressure on that talent right now, use all manner of words on that talent right now because he or she has not been able to produce the result you're looking for, then you are likely to get that player very depressed and make it very difficult for the player to recover. And not everyone has got that mental fortitude to be able to recover. I remember saying a couple of months ago that the Muftawu of yesteryears would have said that this player shan't or that player shan't. But now, having gone through lots of training when it comes to reporting, especially for young athletes, one thing I've learned is that be patient with the next talent that you find, because anything you say can hamper the progress of that player. Let's be patient with these boys. Whether they win or they do not win, let's encourage them. Winning is very good. It builds a winning mentality. But if they win back to back to back to back, and then they lose once, then we begin to ask questions and say, oh, what we saw earlier was a fluke. So let's be patient with these boys. Let the technical team groom them, and then let's get the next generation of stars that we want to build.
Nice one. Mr. Ato has to go on TV and do sports today, and he wants to have a stake. Mr. Ato.
So I'm picking a few things from Danny K and Muftawu. Now, Danny K's bit about the importance of winning. Now, it threw me back immediately to the under-20 success story that we wrote in Rwanda and in Egypt back in 2009. You do remember the chain of results that we recorded, especially in Egypt, in the lead-up to winning the World Cup at the under-20 level for the very first time. That becomes very important because, you see, all of this, encouraging the young ones when they lose, and making sure as well that they are performing at the higher level, all boil down to psychology. Two ends of psychology. You understand me? So for me, it is very, very important that we the ultimate aim for these young ones as they go along is that, look, there has to be something out there for us to look up to, and we need to fight for it. Let's put that aside and also look at the bit about the development and the plan. Interestingly, tomorrow we're discussing this on the JoySports link. We're looking at our academies generally, the academy system in Ghana, and how serious or how much of an investment we've made in it, and what kind of a platinum mine we see in it, just like the West and Europe. Now, so you're looking at the scenario now. We don't have any big platform to go and showcase this talent on. So this is where the FA need to step out of the regular schedules that we do and put up a kind of program. I mean, this is a makeshift program, okay? Yeah. So that these guys can have regular play time in these makeshift competitions across the football calendar. Because, you know, I'm sitting here and assuming that we have our next under-20 team set and good to go. I don't know if any of you agree with me, but we have our next under-20 team set and good to go. We don't need to go and worry ourselves anymore. And like I said, these are novel situations, so we need to give them, you know, different ideas and different approach in terms of how we're going to move forward. Okay. Now, I remember my last conversation with Lai Kingston, the assistant coach of this team, on this particular performance that was put up. And Gary, you mentioned very well in your intro the kinds of results we recorded against certain teams who have pedigree when it comes to developmental football. And we need to bask in the glory. We need to start seeing that these guys are the next set of world beaters. Guess what Lai Kingston told me? I wish I had my phone here. I'll show you. He says, if only we can keep them together. And that has always been a point of deviation for our administrators and the setup. Okay? If only we can keep them together. Because you see, if you know that you have a core, okay, a core of maybe like some 15 players, or even 12, that you can be working with going forward. They are what, around under 17 now.
Yeah.
So
15,
yeah, we
16,
give them
17.
some time, you know, and you know, we're taking them through all of these programs around the calendar. There are so many of these tournaments that are organized, and like I said, it is a special project, so it requires special funding. It requires extra effort. You understand me? So it is up to the FA to also see, you know, the future, just like all of us are seeing now, and make the effort, do the plan, put it together, and execute. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Atto. That's excellent points raised. And if you want to give us your thoughts on the under-17s and what you reckon should be the focus. Muftawu, on one hand, believes that winning is not it, and it's a view that I've had for a very long time, I must say, and I've had that view because of our sordid history of cheating, where we have known in our spirit and our souls that we are cheating. So we have known that the winning we are winning is not merited. However, having looked at, for example, the successful project of somebody like Luis Aragonés, Spain, the father of the golden generation, you know, and what he did after Euro 2004, where he was asked to be part of the Germany 2006 team, understudied them and built that foundation, and then subsequently became the head of the youth program for Spain, bringing about all their youth teams up to 2014, and then, you know, he died around that time. My view has changed slightly, that you can focus on development, but if you do the right thing and select the right players and teach them
Gary,
early,
it's
and
actually the development that brings the results.
Yes, you would win.
It is the development, because when you have a consistent plan, every step through the journey that you are taking, there's improvement. And when there is improvement, success follows. So let's, like we had not said, if they are able to keep these boys together, it will be very difficult, because some will get injured, others will be replaced, some will lose form, others will play, but there will definitely be a core. That core, if we are able to maintain that core and get players to augment them, and we realize that within the next 4-5 months, they've been able to participate in major competitions. Danny, you play football.
I'm a superstar.
When you play football often, you improve in form.
Practice makes
which is very crucial for every footballer, every athlete, every rugby player, anyone at all. So let me just use the word athlete to generalize for everyone. When you are very consistent, you get better. But if you sit back, even for a week or two, you will definitely lose certain things. That's why it is important we have a development plan, like Gary was saying. Let's follow through that plan, and the results will come. But if we are looking for the results now, we are likely to take some haphazard decisions,
some shortcuts
that would affect us.
And we have history. We have history. Sitcho, you are next, but let me just take a few comments of WhatsApp. Interesting. Martin from Nima is asking me if I'm sure that they are really under 17s. If they are, then kudos to the handlers. And that's. I mean, you know, we've all been publishing, and we've seen. You know, we know what 17-year-olds look like.
Someone came on my Facebook comment and asked whether I don't want to mention the number. Are you sure he's under 17? The insults he got
because, you see,
just for that alone,
we are all watching the under 17 AFCON, and we are seeing Senegal's under 17s. We are seeing Nigeria's under 17s, and even they say this is the youngest under 17 they have taken. You know,
Sudan was disqualified.
Disqualified, and they've gone back home, in tears and all that. Another comment is about the bus. I think we were talking about. He said the long yellow bus is called the Moluye all right, I live in Lagos between 1980 to 85. The bus doesn't stop before you board it. You have to be fast to enter. My name is David Tamaklo, aka. I remember when Nigerian movies started, coming to the system. That's when I decided that Lagos was not for me. Anyway, Sitcho, on the under 17s.
Yeah, I think I have my worries, and I'll come to that. But for those who are concerned about the boys conceding goals, it's also important that you realize that in these competitions, in these tournaments, where teams are not necessarily well profiled before they get there, that if you are Ghana, you know what you are going to do, but I don't know what your opponents will throw at you.
No, I want you to repeat that, because this is a very important point.
Very, very important.
In these competitions,
they don't have tapes of you.
Yes,
but you have tapes of
them. No, you too. You don't have tapes of them.
Okay.
So when you train, Team Ghana, you know how you want to play, and normally when you train, the way you attack is normally not based necessarily on your opponent. You have, when coaches train their teams to attack, there are general attacking principles of how they want to play. But when they train their teams on how to defend, most often it's according to the current trends of how teams attack or the opponent they're going to face. They try to cut out the dangers. So if you're going to play a team like Bayern Munich, you want to stop their wingers. If you're going to play it against a team that loves to cross, you want to stop the crosses or deal with the big man who had the ball like Osimhen. Right? But the way you attack, it's predominantly based on the things you do at training. And your strength. So when the under 17s are going to tournaments, they know what they will do when they get the ball, but they can't predict what their opponents will do when they get the ball. So it's not easy for them to defend against them. This is not Black Stars. This is not under 23. That you can say 4 or 5 players from under 23s from another country who they play this way. So
they don't even have their content out there for you to be able to analyze.
So at under 17, I'm more keen on looking at the boys, their defensive structure. I'm not looking at how they deal with individuals. I'm looking at if at the time they were considering a certain goal, what was the structure, what was the discipline, who was out of position. And for me, I've not seen all the goals they've conceded, but the ones that I've seen, the goals that they conceded, it didn't necessarily come from a broken structure. It came from some individual player beating somebody one-on-one, dribbling somebody,
or even a free kick
or something. So you have to put it in context. You can't just say they conceded 4 at under 17 and leave it in a vacuum. You have to consider the fact that when Ghana has the ball, they have a clear idea of what they want to do because they train for that. But when the opponent has the ball, they have no information or little information about the individuals on the ball. When you play against Kevin De Bruyne and he has the ball and he puts his head down, you are not sensible if you don't close him down because you know he can pick a dangerous pass.
Exactly.
When Haaland is going to make a run and you can't block the path or stop the pass, you are not sensible because you know if the pass goes through or he runs down the channel, he will kill you. You don't want to leave Lionel Messi to his left foot. He will kill you. So you can't be harsh. You can't use your Mayu and your Ghana and your Brazil that you've been watching at the World Cup, FIFA World Cup proper, to judge under 17 because the players don't even know their colleagues at that level. They don't know the individuals. So defending at that level is very different from when you've all reached a certain level where you can properly plan for a team, individuals, and its system. The other problem I have, and I think Nat mentioned it, you see, for every successful juvenile team, there are assimilation processes. When you've picked your under 17, it is almost impossible or close to impossible that the FA can take care of this team till they are ready for under 20. That is why in our system, that is why Lai said that if only we can keep them together. Lai knew what he was saying. Because the point is, player Nenyamodia, you will be there. Are you following? They have got agents, they've got parents, they've got other teams outside Ghana who will be looking to bring them into the academy when they are 18. At that point, you have no control over how they develop. So we live in a country where our Kotoko, our hearts, journalists as media man don't have functional academy lines. If we had a proper under 17 league system, a proper under 21, we are rest assured that if these boys break camp, when Hearts are going to play on a Sunday afternoon, under 17 is playing somewhere in the morning. So that is games, and they play those games along their peers. And we also know that maybe these juvenile teams of our club football, it's an academy virtually, so they are giving them the necessary training to become better players.
Not even that, they are playing under 17 FA Cup. They are
going
to CAF Youth Championship, CAF Champions League.
So our system doesn't set us up to be successful in football. It's across, like these boys, like the FA. It's impossible for the FA to keep them together till they are ready for under 20. it doesn't make it's not realistic.
It's not realistic.
Are you following?
I do.
So even though we've done a good job at under 17, because we don't have assimilation processes in our class. When England won under 17, or when Papa Dems won under 17, Papa went back to Man United's under 20.
Yeah.
You didn't go to first team.
No, he went to under 20. He went to continue his development.
That was 2013.
Yes, he went to continue his development. When Titi Dems won it, they went back to France to continue the development too. It's not like France kept them together. Papa was in England, continued, and he went on to win the FA Youth Cup, and then he became a better player. When Jadon Sancho and Phil Foden and Co won for England, they went back to City Academy to go and continue their development too. So these boys, where would they go back to?
That's a big question. That's a big
problem.
And in fact, when they come back home, it's likely some of them may not even play football properly.
And some of them would be looking to travel now and now.
Yeah.
And you don't have control over which country or which academies they find themselves.
Yeah.
So that is my biggest fear. You see, what the FA has started is great. You know, and also the other thing is, what is the direct link between under 20 and under 17 and under 20? Is it the same method? Because clearly the coaches are different. Buedu and Zito and Lai, they are different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Buedu is a different brand of coach. We know his style. We've seen him win the league with Hearts. We've seen Lai what is done right to dreams. So it has to be a link. So we can't straight away say we have our under 20. Who will coach them?
Yeah.
Which group would be that? Where would they be between under 17 and, because between under 17 and under 20, it's some 4 or 5 years so. Yeah. When you have 15 years, before you become 18 or 19 to play under 20, we are looking at some 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Or 3 years or some 4 years.
Yeah.
Between that period, where the boys go there?
Charlie, it be matter you ask.
So
WhatsApp and Telegram, if you want to, I mean, this discussion about under 17, you see, we have always, it's always nice and easy to bash those in power.
Yeah.
That, oh, you're not going into the hinterlands, and they have now gone into the hinterlands. Yes. They've gotten us an exciting team. Now is the next step. What are we doing to that next step?
And the next step is pretty difficult, like you mentioned.
It's not
very
18,
difficult.
As soon as they are 18,
they are going.
Their agents, some
Do
of their
not
parents,
even forget, even by now, some of them already have underground agreements.
Absolutely.
Where the player is moving to next.
I know of 3 in this team.
Okay.
I know of 3 in this team.
And you see, and when they move into other areas, those areas will also teach them how they want them to play their football.
Their food is different. Their weather is different.
Everything is
even the
quite
baby girls
different.
there are different.
Gary, do you recall when we were doing the Euros, when Lai Kingston was giving us the philosophy of football that they do at Right to Dream? So what they do at Right to Dream is the same thing that is taught at Nordjylland.
Yes. So when the boys leave Right to Dream, the only different thing is the weather.
It's the weather. That's all.
The same thing.
And even that, before they get there proper, they'll be going there like 3 or 4 times a year.
Yes.
About 2 weeks ago, I was at Right to Dream Academy.
Yeah.
That very week, they have taken their under 18 team to go to Denmark. To go and play some youth football. Yeah. That's why Didi Manu was telling me about one boy called Arafat. He said, I should look out for that boy. He will be the next Mohamed Kudus. He mentioned about 7 players that they believe that these are going to be the next stars of Ghana football. Yeah. It is going to be possible because there's a system at Right to Dream that is taught at Nordjylland. So it makes it seamless. And the interesting thing is that when he was the transitional coach of Nordjylland, when the boys come from Ghana, he was the one who was always speaking the tree with them, letting them assimilate themselves into the system and all that.
Danny.
Gary, what Situ has brilliantly broken down is not an under 17 problem. No, seriously, that's Ghana football's problem.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
That is it. Because we always criticize, this player is here. And I'm talking about Black Stars level. You look at the squad and say this guy is good, this guy is good. So why is it that they can't play together? If you pick this guy and pick this guy, why is it that we're not getting results? Look, football now, modern day football is based on systems. And the countries that are doing well have defined systems that their players from grassroots go through. So by the time they reach national team level, whether I was training with Burnley or I was training with Cardiff, our football syllabus is the same. So a defensive midfielder playing for Burnley is similar to a defensive midfielder playing for Cardiff. When we reach England or we reach wherever, our thinking is the same. It cuts across Spain. look, they can take the Spain team, B team. In fact, let me just give you a simple example. When you watch Spain at under 17 and you watch Spain at under 20, you watch Spain at under 23, you watch the national team, you watch their women's football, it's the same principles, the same thing, because the syllabus is the same. So it doesn't matter whether you are, maybe if you are Spanish and you are 23 and you move to England and you come back to the national team, your understanding of the system is still there. It doesn't change anything. But for Ghana, because we don't have any functioning system, as Sitsofe has said, our players leave. So we have an outstanding player in Salis who has the French syllabus. Pate is learning the Spanish syllabus. Alfred Duncan, Italy. Kudus, mixture of Dutch and France. So when they come individually, they are good. But the coaches find it very difficult to find a system that is common, that all of them can understand. And you see, because it's based on systems, you can do 1-1. Oh, so one game you can. But to be able to build that functioning system, that functioning team to go and win a competition, it will be very, very difficult.
So I get BC or even what's the question for all of you, the three of you. Meanwhile, this is GamePlan on Joy 99.7 FM. We are talking under 17s, and we seem to be going in the same direction and worrying about what next for this brilliant crop of under 17s. And I'm sure those whose job it is to probably have a plan to look at how to make this happen. But based on the very good analogies and insights given by Muftawu, Danny, and Sitsofe, I have this question. So Danny, you because you ended, you were talking about Spain. You look at their women's team under 17, 20, 23 national team, and they play the same because England, Cardiff, and Manchester United defensive midfield the same. So for the education of listeners and for those watching on the stream, what happens in the case of somebody like Jude Bellingham, who started in the English system but still in his very, very young stage went to another educational system like Germany? How then does he fit seamlessly into the English national team like he has? What is it that makes him fit seamlessly that maybe Ghana can borrow? Because our boys, like you say, they've gone and come, learnt under Lai and Karim Zito, but they will spread to all parts of the world. If we call them for under 23 in maybe next year, they might have gone. How does it happen?
I spoiled the question, Kra. Even before I answer, I spoiled the question. No, you see, the people over there, they think. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
They are thinking. They don't start from.
I mean, the shade that you are throwing at Ghana has taken it, but you
collect it. No, Gary.
Yeah.
From under 7.
Okay.
Under 9.
Yeah.
Under 12. By the time you are 15, you already understand how the system is.
How England
must play.
Okay.
Have you seen Jude Bellingham? Yeah. Do you remember Jude Bellingham at Birmingham? And his first, let me say, first season, 1.5 seasons at Dortmund. He hasn't changed too much in terms of his principles. Yeah. That's why it's so easy for him to come to England. When you see Jude Bellingham, he's an English player.
Yeah.
If you know how English midfielders, like Gerrard, like Lampard, those box to box, his ability to make those late runs is there. So he's gone through their system. Yes, he will go to the German system, learn some 1 or 2 things. But his football education is fundamentally English because they start early. If your father sees that, Charlie, you are Christmas party and there's some bouncing ball where you finesse some gel, he say, hey, my son, you are going to academy. Quick! That's how they do it, oh. No, it's true. Yeah. You finesse the ball some style, no, you say, Or the mother will say, hey, dear, have you seen our boy? And quick, they are taking him to academy. 5-year-old, 6-year-old. So it's like 10 years old, from 6 to like 16. 10 years in the system, you are learning. Before 16, you leave and then you go somewhere like Sancho. Sancho left when he was 16, 17 to Dortmund. But by that time, the English system, he did
the bones inside.
He did the bones inside. Before Pogba came to Man U, Pogba had been in the French system before he came to Man U.
Yeah.
He just came to color some 1 or 2 things, some fine tune this one. And that one safe, no, it not be any giddy. Because anytime they go back to national team system, he still understands.
Sure.
Under 17, under 20. So it is a continuous process. But my point is, as for Ghana,
You don't get the process.
Jonathan, make I give him some name be Jonathan Michael Asamoah. He top 18, then he say he be 14. Then he go there under 15. Then the
MRI no catch him.
MRI no catch him. Then he will learn some 1-2 years. Then they will progress him to under 17. Then he will play. So that is like 3 years of the makeshift Ghanaian educational system. Then they take and go there abroad there.
Yeah.
You understand? So he's not. And you see, we don't even have any proper functioning syllabus. It's recently that they are trying to streamline it.
Yeah.
But I'm talking like in a general sense. We don't have. So when our players go there, no, them are up here, no, they don't know anything. Typical case in point, Fatah Isahaku. He doesn't understand how, like, if you say how Ghana they play. Do you know how a Ghanaian plays football? You take the ball, you J1-2-1-2, and you know ball play. That's how we judge our
hit the
players.
ball.
Yeah. If you can dribble, you can do step overs. If you can bring what energy, then you are a good player. You understand?
Yeah.
So he goes up there. Now he's having to relearn fundamentals, how to move, how to pass like a Portuguese, how to run like a Portuguese, how to do this like a Portuguese. But you see, when it comes to like general football principles, some of them they cut across. So if you are in, and some of them are very similar. If you are in Germany and you are in, let's say, Spain, the way you move, there will be some similarities.
Yeah.
So maybe you are, let me just say Germany and then,
Portugal.
No.
Spain no. Spain and Portugal. Sorry.
Spain
Germany,
and
Holland.
Germany, Holland.
Germany,
Perfect.
Holland, sorry.
The way you move,
Germany,
there are some similarities. So you understand. But we don't have anything, and that's the problem. We don't have anything, and our boys know the syllabus. They don't start early.
Yeah.
So if we had, let's say, if Kudu started playing,
We don't even have a
in a
syllabus.
stream
Don't
like
say our syllabus, they don't
we
start
have
early.
right now. There we have like small.
No. But,
No,
but
Muftawu. I mean,
it's
it's
He's
Uncle
not
Ben-
working on it.
Yeah, they are now trying to
put us
it in
one.
the,
No,
in
we
the,
don't
in the
get.
system. But Danny, we get your point.
Don't do that. No.
To the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so the question was centered around what Bellingham does in England.
Players like him.
Players like him
the argument that I want to.
they've not been trained there, but
early, yeah.
Yes.
it's actually the reason why, even though England have got some top quality players now, they might not win anything this time. If I take it up like a notch, you see, England has become. Danny used a word on my space at that time, and I'll borrow it. Has become a cosmopolitan league.
Yeah.
The managers they have at the helm of their clubs are from everywhere in Europe. Some are from Spain, some are from Germany, some are from Italy, wherever, at the big clubs. These managers take over the club and then they transcend their ideas through to. So when you look at like Man City, they are creating players who will never be successful in the English national team if they are not careful.
Yeah.
They will only fit the Pep system
Yeah.
because it's not English. When you look at Jurgen Klopp and the kind of players he's grooming, he might not have a lot of English players doing that job. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
So, for England, they might have Bellingham playing well, but collectively, they might struggle because they are grooming their young players with different identities. A clear example would be Phil Foden. Do you see how they are struggling to find a perfect place for him? What is his position? Is he a winger? Is he a number 10? Is he what?
They don't know.
In Pep Guardiola's
Only
team,
Pep knows.
he is something because he was created. In fact, Pep created him.
Yeah.
His own image
To be
and
what he wants
likeness.
him to be. Have you seen Rico Lewis
Yeah.
of City?
Yeah.
Whether it's, I don't think he'll be a successful right back
For England.
for England because it's not being created to be an English right back. But the difference is when you go to a place like Germany, even the way they train their coaches, and look at the number of German coaches coaching German teams and German academies, as compared to the number of English coaches or different coaches from different parts of the world coaching English top class and transcending their philosophies down the chain. Eric Ten Hag is taking over Man United's academy and how they will play. That is from Holland. So they will channel players who are not necessarily playing English style.
Yeah.
So Bellingham would be a good individual. Oh, Sancho, Rashford. Oh, Rashford was developed through Van Gaal, them at time, those times.
Yeah.
Foden, correct. Calvin Phillips, Swanson, Harry Maguire, BBB. But when they have to play against Spain, Germany, Holland, to an extent, Italy, you realize that the Italians, through their principles, because of the way almost every top Italian team through the academies are Italian, who have gone to the Italian coaching system and are training the Italians through the Italian method, They are better. You realize that Germany, the same. Since Germany started exporting their talents young, Kai have a team of Have you seen the national team? A player like Mikel Arteta, because he left Spain early, he never really got a look into the Spanish national team. Not because he wasn't good enough at the time.
Yeah.
You won't play.
That's simple.
Why should you play? He left Barca, like he left Elio.
And you even recall that because to some point the Spanish national team was more of the next Barcelona 11.
He left.
No, he was good though. Like,
Arteta was good.
Ending of PSG to Everton.
Everton to Arsenal.
He will play.
Only bimbo because he's not necessarily playing at that time Spanish kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they have developed things they trust in. So in the England case, Jude Bellingham is superb. He will play nicely alongside the rest. But when they meet their meters, whose system, and now Italy are struggling. They won the Euros. It was a fluke. I'm a big Italian fan.
I mean,
it was a fluke.
Mancini has complained about it that, you know, for the first to butt in, for the first time in history, Italy are looking outside of Italy.
Yes,
to import Italians like the way we are looking for Ghanaians in the diaspora.
Yes,
this has never happened before.
But Spain have their problems now because they're also not churning out the kind of players to continue their style. But because of the not as if their style.
No,
but
Spain, they have to refine the style.
Because
you can't do their pass.
So therefore,
people can.
Yes. So to answer the question, England will have all these good players. Like Sancho went and came back. He was good at it. But can they win? It's another thing. But as for the quality production, it is there because in all these top European places and the academies, they maximize these potentials in the players. Like they have a way of stretching you to perform at an optimum level.
Yeah.
And that is what we need in our system. Like we here.
Nice one. This is GamePlan, and this is on Joy 99.7 FM 055-1111-997. Gary Al Smith here, sitting in for Fento Tahiru, and comments coming in. This you didn't give us your name, please do. We always say it. Enjoying your show, you say. Speaking of Ghanaian talent, where is Kwame So? Hey, what would you mentioned name, but the lanky Kwame So? Yes,
Portugal they go.
Lanky, he played under 17 and
Since then,
we said he was going to be the next Adebayo.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
Like,
what we said.
He went to
no,
Portugal.
seriously, we saw someone.
Yeah, but you see, he has
Portugal.
fallen into the pit that Danny and Sicho have. Yes. Why has he
I
disappeared
think
from
he
the
went
planet?
to Portugal.
See,
Something
could have
before
been-
cover or something.
Now,
Look at what he says.
This person says he
The
could
last
have been
sentence.
Ghana's Osimhen or Ghana's Haaland. Now,
At the time we're calling Adebayo his frame.
Yeah.
Yes.
The way he
Yeah.
played. Like,
yes, but you see, I like that you mentioned that he could be Ghana's Osimhen because this Osimhen that we are going to, when Nigeria won and they were shining in the under 17.
Under 17. That was 2015.
Yes, when Osimhen won the golden boots, when he top scored,
Yeah.
Nigerians to a man said somebody else was better.
Was it Wakali?
Kelechi Wakali.
Wakali.
But by the time it was true.
Yes.
Yeah, but that
because
time-
because
Wakali was good.
Osimhen
At the
was
time-
a pure thoroughbred goal scorer.
Yeah.
When he entered the park,
Yeah.
he thought of nothing
Nothing than
but scoring goals.
Yeah.
Iwakali was the creative hub of the team.
Player.
And because of the thing Danny has said, that Ghana people and by extension Nigerians,
A man can
if you know, say, what's the definition in Ghana and Nigeria of you they play ball?
You the handle ball.
You the handle ball,
Yeah,
you feed the shit.
You the finesse.
If you the thing.
You
So
can.
Energy.
that is why
Yeah.
they gave in Wakali to the extent that perception held for so long that even though Wakali went to second division and went to pass Spain, country is in second division. Like they have not had a creative hub since Okocha, and it still persists till today.
Yeah.
Nigeria wanted a creative hub to help their attacking threats that has become so obvious that in the last AFCON they brought in Wakali, even though he was and has always been a very bad player in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Because of that perception that we get some boy be way under 17.
They knock ball,
yeah.
If he can do
But
it.
when he came for this AFCON, ain't sure.
You know rich.
No reach.
And as we speak now, this same question that this person is asking has happened, and this thing that we are talking about,
Yeah.
Osimhen has gone through because when Wakali finished the under 17, guess what? He went to Arsenal.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
He was the
Yeah.
one who was
Yeah.
heralded,
Yes.
and Osimhen went to Wolfsburg. Later, we would hear why Osimhen went to Wolfsburg. We've heard the story that his brother told him that he should go somewhere where they will prioritize his game time.
Yes.
And that the accolades will come later. AKA the Dominique Dia problem.
Yeah, I'll just hear Charlie.
Charlie, listen to your brother.
You see, so listeners, like you see, when it goes round, we cannot cheat nature. That is what we are saying.
So you see, when Osimhen and Wakali were making decisions, it wasn't Nigerian FA issue.
Exactly.
No. It came down to the players. This under 17.
And
we have these good players, but then again, the decision of
where are you going?
PSG are calling.
And
Wakali, as you said, he went to Arsenal, he went to France, he went to Spain.
Yeah.
Like throughout his development, he's been everywhere. Yeah. So there has not been any proper, time and plan to develop the talent he has. He just didn't have the opportunity or make the right decisions to groom it.
Nice one.
And it's also all about the clubs you go to.
Yeah.
Do they have the patience for you to be able to go?
Absolutely.
That's a big question. I remember reading the story.
Muftawu, we've spent more than about 45 minutes on this one. So you to understand, I beg you.
So let's go.
I catch Kwame so.
Where is
he did Portuguese second division. The team be CD cover that Piedade.
Yes, I said it.
Oh, Charlie.
Cover that Piedade.
Oh, Kwame So was a real good gem as well. Yeah. Let's get a few things out of the way, guys. You remember that Joy FM is always pushing our new and exciting reality show we call Cues and Lyrics, all right? Sunday nights just got more exciting. It's the real deal. It's official. Cues and Lyrics is a music competition show that aims at unearthing music potential in contestants while providing Joy Prime's cherished viewers the ultimate entertainment as well. Watch the 12 budding musicians as they journey to stardom. Don't miss out on the experience every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. only on Joy Prime. Cues and Lyrics is produced by Joy Prime and powered by Hits FM. Cues and Lyrics, bring on the music. Joy Prime, the ultimate experience. We are streaming on Facebook, Joy 997 FM, 99.7 FM, JoySports on Facebook, and also we are on Twitter. That is on Spaces at Joy 997 FM and Joy Sports. You can get us on both. Muftawu, what have you got?
Just a couple of days ago, I listened to Danny talk about his mother. Come to talk about Chelsea. Are people watching the Man U game? The way you go inside, she was watching.
She was watching the match.
She was watching a Chelsea game.
Yeah.
That's what mothers are. So special. They pay attention to what they like the most. So, are you equal to all mothers out there? Your role can never be overemphasized. Mothers are God's most special gifts to mankind. And even more special are the moms who are raising children with special needs. This year, your superstation, Joy 99.7, is celebrating mothers raising children with special needs in our promotion dubbed Super Mom. Do you know any such super mom? If you do, please share their story with us. That very daunting task of raising a child with a special need. In fact, the mothers can personally share these stories with us as well. So all entries must be sent to 055-11-11-997. I take the number again, 055-11-11-997. With the support of our sponsors, we will celebrate 10 of these Super Moms this Mother's Day. Our Super Mom promotion is brought to you by Fortune Rice, always on point, just like mom. Frytol Sunflower Oil. You deserve a life of goodness. Zigzag Fashion Accessories, Accra Mall, your best choice for elegance and style. Within Literature, Lesh Fortune Limited, luxuriously perfect. Senotech Ghana, your total health partner for life. Caveman Watches, be remembered. Supermom, Ayiko.
Over 50 years, Duraplast Limited, your reliable partner for quality plastic products such as PVC and HDPE pipes of various sizes, have over the years progressed to become the leader in plastic industry in West Africa and all parts of Central Africa. Yes, where you live matters, and where and how you store your water matters. How do you check the level of the water in your water storage tank at home or at the workplace? Do you hit the side and listen, or do you climb all the way to the top and look inside? You will fall inside if you don't take care.
Like
water tank. Hey. Water tank.
What a tank.
What a tank.
It's the ultimate tank for water storage by Duraplast Limited. It comes in with an operational water level indicator that lets you know exactly how much water you have in your water tank. It's not only beautiful, but it's also designed to carry accurate volumes of water. If it's 5,000 liters, it means 5,000 liters. And of course, it's very durable and available in various sizes. Get yourself a water tank today from DuraPlus. Water tank!
What a tank!
Oh, water tank!
What a tank!
Remember, where DuraPlus goes,
water flows. All right, still here on Game Plan on Joy 99.7 FM. And you know, this year, the JoySports team has been looking for solutions to stuff. So we've been doing the Science Resource Center stuff going. We gave government small pressure, you know.
Gary, just before you continue.
Yeah.
I picked Intel a couple of weeks ago that the contractor working on the facilities for the Africa Games
Yeah.
It'd be like, he's on the job.
He's on the job. So I was coming to that. We are doing the Science Resource Centers. Thanks to the work that we did, and Fentu spearheaded it, of course. If you've seen pictures of the Koforidia facility now, it looks really, really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, radio gets results. They promised that by the end of April, 5 will be done. You know, they told us that there wasn't enough money to do all the 10 at once. So they'll do 5, do them well, and then go on to the other 5. Now, what it is that we are going back to the facilities that we went to report on to see if what they promised has been done. Right. We have initially, now knowing that the April they gave us was coming to end, you might not have noticed that pictures of the
flooding social media
about the Koforidia facility, because it's been done. We'll go and check the other 4.
Yeah.
Now
there's also Atsrim.
Yes, the Atsrim and all that. As part of, you know, our accountability series and all that, we'll be doing the Africa Games as well. And Muftawu says he's picking stuff. But we are not only doing that alone as JoySports. Earlier this year, we jumped on our sister station in Shira FM on their campaign that became a national campaign. I mean, at the start of the year, almost every radio station was talking about it. You know, they're filling the GPL. Yes, it was started by Inshira FM. Now, Inshira want to take it to the next level. They want to take it to the next level so that you've never seen this kind of campaign before. It's not like we are going on radio and they are talking. Oh, this is what they are doing. Oh, Inshira FM, you know, they are taking it to the next level, guys. And for me, I'm so excited about this. Now, we are doing science and data, you know. So if you want to feel, and for those of you who are even slightly IT inclined, you know that, bit.ly/Fail GPL questionnaire. You can just go to your phone right now. If you type that into your address bar, the survey will come. So that's the address. bit.ly/Fail GPL questionnaire. bit.ly/Fail GPL questionnaire. We, based on the last 4 months of engagement we have done with all stakeholders, you, the fans, the Ghana FA, you know, the Ghana FA gave us reasons why they said people are not going to the stadium. Ex-footballers gave us reasons. The journalists spoke. We had ex-administrators. We put all these together and we have put together a very scientific questionnaire that a lot of experts have gone through, and we are making it available not to any experts, to all football fans. Fill it. We will collate the data. When we finish, we will give the results as our contribution and give it to the authorities that based on what we have done over 6 or 7 months, this is why we think people are not going to the stadium. So even if you don't have money to do research, we have done it for you. We are multimedia.
So take the results and work.
Take the results and work. We are multimedia. We are Tuno. Yes. We call elections in this country. We are Tuno. We know.
We go for the results as well. Very necessary.
So no, on a more serious note, this is a project being spearheaded by Inshira FM, and of course, it's a multimedia thing, and we are pushing it starting today. Solid. Clap for us.
Solid. Ayala and the boys. Yeah.
So big shouts to the team at Inshira FM. Ayala, Fifi Manfred, who? Zando, Stevie Zando, and the rest of the guys. Sorry if I did not mention any other person. But now let's go to this one.
Joy 99.7 FM.
So we're asking if he's ripe for a Ballon d'Or, and you guys said. Let me read some of the responses while I wait for you guys to bring some more on WhatsApp. I have several WhatsApp responses about whether Victor Osimhen should be considered for Ballon d'Or. And okay, this one is from Numo Ugly. He says, let me use English that I don't understand. He can vouch, but he won't vouch. Hey, I don't know what you mean. He can vouch, but he can't. Anyway, why always a call says he doesn't have a football character yet, just like Ribéry. He scores goals, but he's not Ballon d'Or material yet. Collins Menu says the 3-man shortlist surely doesn't have space for him, but maybe, just maybe, the top 10 or top 15. Kweku Citizen says, Masa, even African best kra akakakra. You are saying world best Ballon d'Or? Okay, Interpol says Ballon d'Or makes provisions for 30 players, I think. He can make it into the 30 and perhaps the final 10. But for top 5, I don't think so, because I can clearly name 5 other players who have transcended Osimhen in terms of statistics. Bright Asset says he's not even yet conquering African Player of the Year award. Talk of Ballon d'Or. Raymond Samba says he has to do more because without the UCL, you are ordinary when it comes to shortlisting of Ballon d'Or. That's a very interesting point. Rich Father says he has to do more. Maybe he will be included in the top 10. Nob says, Squatson says he should be on because he has decided more matches than any player in Europe and in the world. Masaud Musa Issa says, I think he's done more by lifting the Italian Cup after so many years, so he's well deserving to be shortlisted. And to look at how far he went in the Champions League as well. To our WhatsApp console, Stanley from Achimata said, Osimhen is a great striker, but let's remind our Nigerian brothers that the first African player to win a golden boot in any of Europe's top 5 leagues was, of course, Anthony Yeboah, who did it twice. So yes, Osimhen has done very well, but let's set the record straight. I don't think that was ever in doubt, my friend.
I'm sure it is the Jollof debate.
The Jollof debate, yeah. I don't think that was ever in doubt. Gordon from North Kanishi says, thank God in my life I have seen Victor Osimhen play live, Philly. And the little I saw of him, I said, man, this is a world-class player. Already breaking records that could have stood for years. Breaking records of the great Weah and Eto. The city of Naples didn't sleep last night and won't sleep this weekend. Talking about the under-17, did I hear someone say the Nigerians themselves say this is their under-17, is their youngest? Come on. Once MRI has passed them at the calf level, what is this long talk? Osimhen, Chukwueze, Kelechi are all products of the U17 from 2015, and they are still on top of their games. Can we say same of the Ghana players? That is his question as well. Yeah, the debate.
Mohamed Kudusu is from the product of under-17.
Under-17.
Yeah. So we don't have many names to talk about, but the likes of Mohamed Kudusu, Gabriel Leve.
Do you hear the names you mentioned? You say Gabriel Leve.
No, what I say.
See, you see, we are on radio, but the space, they are Nigerian, they will be laughing at us.
Gabriel Wire.
It's okay.
Anyway, so to put Osimhen and what he's done into context, he, like has been said, he officially last night passed the great Samuel Eto'o's record, scoring more Serie A goals in 2022-23 than any African player has done in an Italian top flight season. So he's now, at the moment, season has not finished, but he's got 22. Samuel Eto'o had 21 in the 10-11 season. Simi had 20. He's Nigerian as well. Keita Balde had 16 in 16-17, and Mo Salah had 15 in the 16-17 season. So, first one, Ballon d'Or consideration. Let's start from the big one. Sicho.
Ballon d'Or?
You see, the reason why he wouldn't get into Ballon d'Or maybe this year.
Is it top 5 or top 10 or top anything?
I think top 10 he might have a shout. Maybe. Even that, I'm not too sure, because, you see, the thing about Ballon d'Or is, it's not always about your performance. It's about the memories people have of you.
Yeah.
Osimhen has no credit in the bank for him. No, Osimhen doesn't. See, if Ronaldo goes to Saudi Arabia, like went to Saudi Arabia, comes back to the Premier League next season, scores 30 goals, win EPL, and his other competitors, Mbappe and Co, don't do anything, Ronaldo can win the Ballon d'Or next year.
Yeah.
Because he's got enough. So I want people to be clear in their minds that the thing, it's opinion. And for somebody, it is Ronaldo, Messi, it's Mbappe. Like, it's in there are no metrics to picking a Ballon d'Or winner. And Osimhen doesn't have any constituency or any credit in the bank for him. The other thing too is Napoli have won the Italian Serie A, but they are not going to win the UEFA Champions League. Don't win the Coppa Italia. In the World Cup period where the Ballon d'Or would cover, he didn't qualify his team to the World Cup. So there are others who went to the World Cup, and some of those others are also going to go on and maybe win their league titles and what have you. So there are some indices that is against him when it comes to the Ballon d'Or.
Hold on, by the time the Ballon d'Or thing will come, they go use the World Cup as well.
That's the only reason why Messi might win it if Erling Haaland doesn't win the treble.
Oh my jeez.
The Ballon d'Or is.
You've not seen what they are doing.
You see what they are doing there.
As the girls will say, oh my days.
Yeah.
Oh my days.
So
oh my
Messi,
God.
Messi this season is out of Champions League.
Yeah.
Under any season without a World Cup year. Because the World Cup was played in November, December, not in July.
Yeah.
So Ballon d'Or, which is counting from August to the end of the season, Messi's World Cup puts him at the moment as we speak.
As a
Everything
favorite.
Erling Haaland has done, if they are voting Ballon d'Or today, Messi will beat him.
Oh wow.
Yes.
You've not seen what they are doing.
It is what it is.
You see, Gary is playing the devil's advocate. You were there. You went to the Ballon d'Or ceremony. In fact, you gave out the result hours before.
Yes.
It's a constituency.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
and
have
the
the
PL, all the other. So I don't
very
think.
strong.
But when people say it's not conquered Africa, I think this year they shouldn't even be second and third. They should give all to him.
Osimhen 1, Osimhen 2.
Osimhen 1, Osimhen 2, Osimhen 3.
Now make we. Let's also say an indictment on all of us as Africans. We've not had an African Footballer of the Year award in the last year under review.
True.
We've not had a ceremony, and as we speak in May.
Yes.
2023. We don't know who the African Footballer of the Year 2022 or 2021, 22
I think we
is.
should be making a
Charlie, some way.
So for Ballon d'Or, I can understand why, for not only football reasons, other things that surround the award, I can understand why Victor doesn't get into the list. But as for Africa, people saying he's not conquered this year, the guy has conquered from first to 1 to 10. He's Africa's best player from 1 to 10. See what he's done with Napoli,
Charlie.
See, don't look at it as Napoli has won the league, so Yapon. No, it is Napoli. They don't win leagues. no, make no mistake. True. He's going to be the first African to win the Capo Canonieri award.
Yeah.
Eto'o has scored 21 goals. He didn't win the top goal scorer.
Yeah.
Victor will win it.
Yeah.
Like no African in Italy has won the top goal scorer in the history of the league. It doesn't happen. Napoli don't win leagues. They've won it 3 times. And when they won it, those 2 that they won with some football god.
Yeah.
Maradona.
Like, it is Maradona who can take a Busan Draws and win Ghana Premier League with them. He's Maradona.
I was going to, because I'm a Gamma, I was going to say Great Olympics.
Yes. He's the one. True. No, he's the one. But what Osimhen has done with Napoli, people shouldn't underrate it. See, it doesn't happen. It's not football. It doesn't make football sense. That Napoli wins series. They don't win league, so Napoli have only won it 3. This is their 3rd time. Like this is their 1, 2, 3. They are not league winners. So don't downplay it. I think that when it comes to Africa, nobody's his size. But Ballon d'Or some way.
They go be some way. Danny.
If we are going back to the old metrics of Ballon d'Or, the one that made sense, Osimhen should be considered in the top 3.
Remind us of the criteria for that one, just for context.
Look, those days when I was growing up, Ballon d'Or winner, everybody knew.
Yeah.
You see, it was a very honest decision by what we had watched throughout the season. It didn't matter what you won. No. Yeah. It was an individual award.
Impact.
So one player's impact. It doesn't matter if you are winning. If let's say you carry a Leicester City like Jamie Vardy
did,
and let's say he didn't even win the league, he finished in top 4. They can consider that for Ballon d'Or. In 2007, 2008, something changed. We had 2 players who were literally at par in terms of individual ability and the numbers they were churning out. That is why what did you win became a metric.
And the weight of what you
won. Yeah. Because Ronaldo will score 50, Messi will score 50. Ronaldo will give 20 assists, Messi will give 20 assists. So how are you going to separate them?
What
you won. And they were so consistent over what? 10, 15 years.
It
became the new criteria. But that's not the original metric of who wins Ballon d'Or. It was individual. Look, go to 2001. Liverpool won what? UEFA Cup and the two local cups.
Yeah.
Somebody else won Champions League. Michael Owen won Ballon d'Or. There were people who were doing well in Champions League, but what Michael Owen did that season, you can't look at it and tell me that because he didn't win Champions League.
Yeah.
Cannavaro 2006
2006
World Cup.
2005 Ronaldinho. Barcelona didn't win the Champions League.
Yeah.
But you can't tell me that you watch Ronaldinho
Yeah.
that season and tell me that somebody who won Champions League was better than him. No. So that's the original. If we are going back to the which individual player over this has stood out?
And somebody said something that Osimhen has won decided more games than any
Yeah.
other. This is what the Serie A. His impact. That's why I said winning the league with Napoli.
You
It
see,
is serious. Oh.
Let me even land and tell you why he's supposed to win. He has become the joint top scorer in Africa in the Serie A with George Weah. When George Weah did this, he won Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
95. He won Ballon d'Or. When he conquered the Italian Serie A, he won Ballon d'Or. And you see, we are not. It's very interesting how this whole thing is. This new world style of constituency.
Blame Ronaldo and Messi.
Because no, seriously, Gary,
as for
don't
those-
blame them.
it's not even Ronaldo Messi thing that I'm getting
Yeah.
to. If let's say it was Zlatan Ibrahimovic who had gone to Napoli, scored 22 league goals, and Napoli has won a league title for the first time since
3 years.
what's his name?
Maradona.
Maradona. Everybody will be screaming. If it was Cristiano Ronaldo who left England, went to Napoli and won a league title
We
for
win
them,
Ballon d'Or.
it will, yes,
Ronaldo
it will be
win Ballon d'Or
basis.
quick.
It will be basis for him to win a Ballon d'Or. So if Victor Osimhen has carried this Napoli team, broken Eto's record, tied George Weah's record, set a new record on his own, he's going to be top scorer for the Italian Serie A, the first ever African to win that award. And we are saying, look, Napoli does not win the league.
Napoli is not.
They don't win. That's why they are still partying.
See,
The last time they won it, Benny was.
Danny,
he was
They
not.
don't win.
if to a large extent had Osimhen been fit for that first leg against AC Milan,
It's not even that. The fact that Napoli even made a Champions League quarter final is big one.
and that was on him. And even in that quarter final, had he been
saw
fit
it.
for that first leg,
Yeah.
because the second leg he was
came
the only
on,
goal
he
scorer.
Yeah.
He scored for
He
the
scored.
he-
He scored. So my point is, look, if we are honest with ourselves and we move past this new metric that Messi and Ronaldo has presented to us, because frankly speaking, Boga, after them, we all know who the best is. It's true.
But
After them, we've seen clear players who season after season have stood out. But because the guy, he has this one in his pocket. He has credit in his pocket. If he comes now, then they'll give him the award.
Yeah.
You understand? But we've seen clearly players who have stood out and are supposed to win the thing. I think that honestly, if we are looking at in terms of individual performances this season, if we are being fair, and me, I'll land with this ball captain. It is Haaland, it is Osimhen. The reason why I will never, you see, I don't, and when the FIFA best player was given, I came on your space and I said it. If you are going to situate who should be the best player by basis of 7 games, it is very unfair. Because for Haaland, it is not his fault that he's Norwegian.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Norway will never win a World Cup.
Yeah.
It's not his fault. Somebody like
Even Osimhen,
it's not his fault he's Nigerian. But he's able to rub shoulders with some of the big boys who come from big footballing nations. Oga, Mbappe, the World Cup, he did legacy inside. Because France are a powerhouse. Italy are a powerhouse. Germany are a powerhouse. Argentina, Brazil, they are a powerhouse. But Haaland, Lewandowski, it's not their fault. You understand? So you can't tell me that if me, Lewandowski, I've taken my country to round of
Poland,
16.
yeah.
You are going to rate me as the same as, let's say, an England or a France who has reached the final. You France, you are supposed to get to the final. Yeah, no, France, if you get to the final and you lose, it's a failure. Croatia, if you get to the final and you lose, it's victory.
Yeah.
That's how, you see, it's not just the final.
Yeah.
So you need to put context into this thing. So for somebody like Haaland, Osimhen and things, it will be very, 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 very
By
unfair
the
and
laws
cruel.
of weighted average, you are saying that they should be weighted more.
by far.
Thank you.
And that's actually
It's
the
not
point.
their fault.
And you recall that even the 2018 World Cup, when Croatia made it to the final of that competition, the conversation was about Luka Modric.
Yeah.
He was the man who drove them to the final of this competition.
And you see, that's my point. At that time, that one they remember, though.
Yes.
For sure.
Because
In 2008,
Ronaldo.
they remember because he was Modric Ronaldo. Oh, I'm telling the truth.
Ronaldo was by far better than him in that year. He won
By
the Champions League,
far.
scored goals.
Oh,
By
yeah.
far.
Oh,
In fact,
yeah.
at the end of that season, in fact, before the Champions League final, the conversation was Salah or Ronaldo.
Yes.
Whoever will win the Champions League
Is
will be
the shoe
Ballon-
in for.
And you see, even then, I said it and I'll say it again. If anybody should have won the Ballon d'Or instead of Ronaldo, it should have been Salah.
So that'd be more, yeah.
It's
No
Salah's
Modric.
fault he's Egyptian.
Egyptian, yeah.
And that
No
Egypt-
Modric.
Egypt
Salah qualified Egypt to a World Cup for the first time in 1990. Oh. So even that, even that should have been credit. Will you go and take them and go and win World Cup before you give me this? You walk on the park and then you win World Cup, then you cough, now then they'll give you the thing. What's that?
No,
Anyway,
the game itself is not even fair.
Yeah.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
It's never been fair, actually.
It's difficult, and for Osimhen, I absolutely love his body language, his sense of
Positive,
focus,
always positive,
you
yeah.
know, and the fact that he keeps saying that he's only getting started. I mean, dude is 24.
Yeah.
I mean, dude is 24.
Yeah.
Crazy.
The world is at his feet.
Yeah.
And what they beat me yesterday, Charlie, I was the Instagram live.
Yeah, in Balotelli.
Ian Balotelli.
Yeah.
Balotelli say, bro, right now you won't understand what you have done.
Yeah.
Balotelli told him, he said, you won't understand what you have done, so you enjoy. He said, you won't understand, but in 10 years,
Yeah.
you will get the gravity of what you have done.
Napoli don't win the. I want to see.
They could go the next 10 years without winning it.
Let me put some context to what Napoli have done.
Yeah.
Napoli, this summer before the season started, there were nobody in his right senses would have tipped them to win Serie A, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, yes.
They lost all their leaders, but for Di Lorenzo, Ospina left for Saudi Arabia. Koulibaly, the best Italian defender in the last 5 years or so, left to Chelsea. Fabian Ruiz, their midfield general,
PSG.
left to PSG. Dries Mertens left to Turkey. Insigne also left.
Literally, they
For
are
any team, Real Madrid, Barca, Juve, Inter, City, to lose players as importance in equivalence
game over.
to what Napoli did in the same season, it's impossible. They brought in Kim, who only in 2021 he was playing in Asia. He came to Turkey for 1 year.
Min-jae.
Then they signed him, Kim. Then they brought
Which of the
in
Kims?
Kim.
Because everything about the-
South Korea have like 5.
Kim Min-jae.
Kim Min-jae.
Kim.
Kim Min-jae. Kvaratskhelia, the same thing. They brought him in to come and replace. This doesn't make sense. They bring him to come and replace. Doesn't make sense. Football sense.
Yeah.
Zambo Anguissa, we saw him at Fulham in the Premier League. He went to Eredivisie, came back. Have you seen the ball he's playing? Lobotka. This is not his first season, no. He was one of the most terrible Juventus players. 2 years ago, no manager would give him a chance. Have you seen what Spalletti has turned him into? Politano, Heaven Lozano. These are the players. So this is not actually the strongest Napoli team we've seen in their recent history.
The last 5 years.
It is not. So what Napoli have gone on to do
Chic.
after Moran Hamsik, Lavezzi, Cavani,
No, Chinese
Higuain,
mentioned
2012, Callion,
No, you mentioned player.
Alan that came to Everton,
yeah.
Jorginho,
Alan,
in midfield. This is not this Napoli team, man. If you're talking about players,
Sarri's Napoli.
bro, this is not Napoli. Like, this is actually a downgrade of what they had like
I
5,
know,
6
man.
years ago.
Yeah.
But Spalletti has coached them. He's maximized every strength in this team, and they are where they are. So what they've achieved is a miracle. Like, I don't know if people watch Italian football enough, but it's a miracle. Because nobody thought, even Aurelio De Laurentiis, at some point the fans said you saw the club and leave because it was making the team weaker. You allow Koulibaly, Ospina, Mertens. How are they even going to play in top 4? Guess what? They didn't play in top 4. They won everything.
With
And
5
that
games
was
remaining.
actually around the time he made a certain comment about
African
African
players,
players
African-
and something.
Yeah.
It brought so much
Yes.
bad publicity to
Yes.
Napoli.
So what if you put it in context? The team Napoli, the fact it's not like it's a Man United team that wins the Premier League and they've lost some players and their magic has come. This is a Napoli team that they don't win.
And you see,
And they've so big players and they've won.
the difference is they led the season from week 1.
Yes.
They didn't bottle it all. Napoli, they didn't bottle it.
Yeah.
You mean Napoli? They don't have not landing bottling company.
They didn't bottle it.
This year,
They didn't bottle it and say that. No. I'm not finished. They didn't bottle it and say that. Oh, we were starting the season. We didn't expect to win. So if we are second, it's okay. They didn't do that. Look at they have won.
They led from when?
From week one, and they are still leading.
So why you look at Gary eyeball to eyeball?
But he's the worst. I should look at him.
Joy 99. Joy not. Joy 99.7 FM.
Charlie, this is GamePlan, my people. This is what we do here every Friday. Fento Tahiro, you are missing. You are missing Bruta. Hey, you are missing Bruta.
I won't be surprised if he's listening by some stream.
Some stream from that.
Oh, he's on the space.
He's on the space. Oh, Fento. Oh, Tahiro. He's enjoying. Producers, please, can we do what do you call it? Can we do a link up on Zoom or something? And are we going to hear from our cherished listeners on our Twitter Spaces today? We are live on our Facebook streams. That's Joy 99.7 FM on the Joy FM page. Also on JoySports and on Twitter. We are streaming on Joy 997 FM and JoySports as well. You can check our individual handles, and we are all on the spaces. Myself at Gary L. Smith, Danny at Danny 77K at Danny 77K. That's his handle. At Muftawu Nabila. Oh, Muftawu, right?
Muftawu _Nabila.
At Muftawu _Nabila. Sitso, yours is at official Sitso. That's SITSO as well. Fento is not here, but at Fento Tahiro, he's streaming it, and so we'll try and get a couple of them on there. 44 minutes after 2 here on Joy 99.7 FM. Today we have covered grounds. I mean, we have time to breathe and time to spare as well. Absolute thrill to have you always. 055-1111-997. We'll be doing Pardon My Take. Sitso, we'll be doing an Italian version today as well, as we do a quick preview of the Champions League. Real Madrid versus Manchester City, Milan versus Inter, and more importantly, this year we are taking our Champions League coverage up a notch. Since last year we had the rise to the Champions League till 2025. DSTV say Joy FM, we kick him into Monfa. Take it.
Collect them.
Take it.
We take them.
They say take it. Do what you want. So we said the last 4 matches of the Champions League, because you have been with us from the beginning, we are giving you special treatment. Yeah, man. So DSTV came and said, let's do something. And we say, what do you want us to do? DSTV say, come, let's go to town. We are having a road show. We're having a road show.
Watch out. We'll be around the neighborhood very soon.
The way Lexus threw his eyeballs across,
yeah.
He wants to be there.
He's still be bad.
So we are going out. Look, next week Tuesday, Real Madrid are playing Man City, 9th of May. We will be at Porquitos.
Correct place.
We'll be at Porquito in Osu.
Yeah, correct place.
We'll be there. And then Wednesday, we'll tell you that venue. Wednesday, we'll be somewhere else. Next week, Tuesday, we'll be at somewhere. Next week, Wednesday, we'll be at somewhere. Then on the 10th of June, we'll be at Aviation Social Center.
And guess what? That will be alongside his FM.
No, actually, what we are doing this year is we are not leaving Hit FM alone to do the Rep Your Jersey. So what we are doing is from Tuesday, we are doing part 1 of the Rep Your Jersey at Porquitos. Then Wednesday is the part 2.
Fantastic.
The next week Wednesday is the part 3.
Fantastic.
And then the next week Wednesday is the part 4. Then the Champions League final will be the part 5. Look, you think we are playing over here? Look, do you think Joy FM, we are our brothers, we are small boys? Anyway. Poquitos.
Poquitos.
So we're having a roadshow for Real Madrid versus Manchester City at Poquitos at Osu on Tuesday, and that is what it is. In terms of the preview, it'd be like the matter, because we might not have enough time.
We'll just do predictions.
Oh, time date. So
Time date.
more time. No more. There's sports zone.
The sports zone. We can do the
Predictions.
Champions
We'll
League.
just do predictions.
Yeah. Okay.
Guy,
So
ask me.
yeah, I'm asking you.
Ask me. Guy, ask me. Who win?
Man City versus Real Madrid. Who will
Straight to Man City.
Real
It's
Madrid.
Real Madrid versus Man City.
Real
I
Madrid
say
versus-
straight to Man City.
Man City is winning.
Home and away.
In 10 seconds. Why?
Home and away. The difference between last season and this season is Erling Haaland. Last season, Man City had all the chances.
The pass is not
but
the
there was
present.
no bugger to put the ball in the back of the net. Bugger now back.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland, you Real Madrid, do your thing. No, you think that you do at the last minute. You'll be losing by 5 before last minute. You can score 5 goals in 5 minutes.
Lawrence,
Real Madrid,
look at you.
we've not
Okay.
forgiven them from last season.
Milan versus Inter. Danny,
I think AC.
Under 2.5.
for who?
Those two teams here. Charlie under 2.5.
Muftawu, let me ask you. Real Madrid versus Man City.
I think Real Madrid will go through.
Real Madrid will-
win the first leg.
The first
The
leg.
second leg would be Manchester City, but I'm sure Real Madrid will progress.
Who progress? Milan versus Inter.
AC Milan.
AC Milan, you
Yeah.
say. Sicho,
Which one?
Real Madrid, Man City.
I think the first leg Real Madrid will win.
Yeah.
But leave the second leg for when it gets close.
When it gets
We'll
closer,
discuss that
we'll
one.
discuss that.
Yeah.
Milan versus Inter.
Don't ask me that question.
He said under 2.5.
There's no one correct answer for that.
For that one.
No.
It's
Nice
very-
one.
very
Nice one.
high, but-
Anyway. All right, we are finishing game plan today. We thought we could get a few of you to speak. 200 and something people live listening on the space. Thank you very much. We thought we could get some of you to speak, but not today as well. All right, the last thing we have to do, Sicho, if you are ready, it's 49 minutes after 2, just 11 minutes until Lexus Bill takes over the airwaves. He's already in the studio. So, pardon my take, is for Philip Atsrim, Sicho.
Correct this.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Pardon my take, but this season, the Italian Serie A and Italian football is the best in Europe, and in fact the whole world. Enjoy your Man City, Erling Haaland, Barca winning La Liga, whatever. But the best football, the best league in Europe this year, it's Italy, and there's no debate. 2 teams in the semi-final in Europe: AC Milan, Inter. How many reps do you have from England, Spain, wherever?
Bugger, we'll see who win.
I'm doing pardon my take today.
feel
I'm not
free.
doing it at the final. If we get to the final, whatever happens, there'll be an Italian team in the final.
Feel free.
2 teams in the Europa League semi-final as well: Roma, Juventus.
Bad boy. Pogba.
1 team in the Conference League: Fiorentina. Fiorentina today will win it, fella. So 5 reps across Europe's 3 competitions, and we have the most exciting top 4 race in Europe.
Is true.
So this season, entertainment, proper football, proper coaching, proper everything. Italy, the league that you support and the league that you like to watch, Beans, Farmers League. Because in the last 3 years for even Italy, Inter won it last 2 years ago in 2021. After they had won it in 2010, took them 10 years to come and break it from Juve. AC Milan, after KP and that KP Michael Jackson moonwalk, they came to winning last year. This year, Napoli, after Maradona, they've won it. This league, it is not Pep Guardiola league. It is not Real Madrid Barca league. It is Italian Serie A, the best in Europe and the best in the world. End of story.
That's pardon my take from Philip Atsrim, aka this is the official name, Sitsofe. He says that Serie A is the best in the world and the best in Europe. If you don't understand, please pardon his take. That's all we have for game plan for you today. 8 minutes to 3. We are done in time. About time. On time. We are done in time, about time, on time. Charlie, Lexus, please come and take your studio, my brother.
If your team shine, you will watch tennis by
You be watching. Lexus Bill is here
You
watching
tennis
tennis.
with the club.
Yes, you
Take quite to pace.
The first moment I saw Danny throw a window of his eye to Lexus, I knew he was going to me.
Lexus, they watch tennis for here.
Lexus, they
I
do
say if your team is near relegation, we are mobile.
Ebasa football ya wakono bio.
6 miludu.
6 miludu.
Unya cricket scrum she. Football ya wakono bio.
So Lexus power when they thought they
2-6 are lost. Charlie, guys, thank you so much. The show powered by the inimitable JoySports team. And like we said, we are bringing you road shows starting on Tuesday at Poquitos, so for the Champions League. Join us, myself, Fent, Muftawu, Danny, Sicho, the rest of the gang. Everybody will be there. The whole JoySports team will be there. We'll be chewing this thing and doing and drinking that thing as well. For all of you who listened on the spaces, thank you. For all who tuned in on our streams on Facebook, thank you as well. And for all of you who keep sending the word out there that GamePlan is the place to be on Friday afternoons, thank you as well. In the next hour, you can watch the show again on YouTube. The stream will be uploaded there. You can get an audio podcast also. Please check our socials. My name is Gary Al Smith. This is the GamePlan.